Yo. Hello, hello. Testing, testing, one, two, three. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Brilliant.
Hello.
Now I can also hear you.
Yes, that's how the internet works.
True. Strongly agreed.
So,
So indeed.
yeah.
Um, so as I understand it, uh, we've got an Echo game today, yeah?
Yeah. Been playing him some more as he's not a champion I
Fantastic.
play in him, and he's absolutely brilliant. Like that champion is just, it's nuts.
Yeah.
It's
No,
really good.
I've been playing it some too. It feels really, really, really strong. Wow, you're going Conqueror. Okay.
Give
That's not
me
what I
screen
do.
share. Give me screen share, please.
Yeah. That's smart.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, so Conqueror is because of the enemy team comp and what our team
Hmm.
comp is going to do. Am I
Okay, let
going
me
to
think
one-shot
about that for a
anyone?
second.
Mm, okay.
So, hmm, hmm, so now that Conqueror no longer does true damage, is it really that amazing in it tanks?
Better than Dark Harvest and Electrocute.
Okay. The thing that I actually think about, so when I think about your role within the composition come mid to late game, like what do you think your job is?
Split push, probably.
Okay.
That
Well, that
or
that
let
makes sense.
the
That
Viger
if
split
if
push.
if you if you feel like your job is going to be to split push, then definitely I understand the Conqueror choice. Um, because yeah, I mean, like, who's going to come to stop you, right? It's going to be either Shen or one of the others, right?
Someone with
Annie or
Yumi and
Ezreal.
yeah.
So, um, if Shen comes to stop you, right, then does Conqueror make a big difference in the fight?
Yeah.
Okay. And if Annie or Ezreal comes to stop you, does Conqueror make a big difference in the fight?
Neither of those would come alone. Either of those would have Shenold or Yumi on strapped to their back, most likely.
Okay. Um, am I wrong in saying that I think that ignoring like whether you can or can't stack Dark Harvest, right? It would be better to have Dark Harvest in the case that Ezreal or Annie comes, right?
Yeah. If we're talking about just Ezreal or just Annie, yeah, of course.
Okay. So now let's talk about like how easy or how difficult is it actually to stack Dark Harvest, right? So when we look at each of these matchups, the thing that I look at for stacking Harvest is actually just like what kind of matchup is it, right?
Yep.
So in top, like what's going to be happening here in this matchup?
Yorik's gonna smack him about, and
Yeah.
that's about it. Like, it's probably like Yorick can probably lose the matchup as Shen is pretty good lane bully, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
know what happens, but like they're gonna be whacking at each other,
Yes.
and
Lots of trading, not a huge amount of
uh,
sustain. Could easily find both of them low in lating phase.
actually they have a fair amount of sustain, both.
Not a huge. I mean, for you're right.
They
You're right. They have sustain,
they
but
have
I still
they
think
have
they're going to get low.
Sure. Okay. Mid lane is Control Mage versus Burst Mage, and one with TP versus Ignite. So Veigar is just gonna be chilling.
Yeah.
He's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be vibing up his mid lane, and our bot lane is playing against Ezreal Yumi. So
Yeah,
Our
that's
bot lane
effective of
is
you.
just gonna jack off, and Ezreal Yumi will just jack off in turn, and that's going to be great.
So it seems to me like mid lane, there's like maybe a chance that you get a harvest proc off, especially if you're
Yeah,
ganking, right?
yeah,
Because even though they won't necessarily be low to start, like the two of you together combined are gonna like do quite a bit of
yeah.
damage to Annie, and she might actually get procced. Bottom
Yeah,
lane,
if she gets
yikes.
hit by one, yeah, bottom lane is not nothing happening. Like
Yeah,
they're just gonna be
no
like
way,
mid
no
lane.
way.
If we can stack the CC, she dies for sure. So I get a harvest stack. Top lane, I can get harvest stacks, but it's most likely that Yorik's gonna be doing what Yorik does, which is pushing towers, and I'm really shit at diving early on.
Yeah.
So in champ select, I decided um to just go for Conqueror because I knew like I wouldn't be getting ganks. I'm gonna be farming up a lot, and then
Okay.
not having Dark Harvest, not stacking Dark Harvest means like okay, I can stack it. So I'm just like, what are the options? Execute,
Sure.
which probably are bad. It probably is bad considering Ezreal is really hard to kill even without Yumi. And then what? Phase Rush, pretty fucking pointless. I'm already fast as fuck,
Yeah,
boy.
yeah, yeah. No,
And
I
then the
agree
other
from there.
choices are irrelevant.
So
Lethal Tempo Echo.
Lethal Tempo. Now that sounds like the 1v1 monster right there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I think that the
Wait, there's
only
9 people watching. Hello, what?
hello. Yeah, so yeah, I did a ping on library. So
Yeah,
the only reason that I'm still talking about this, I think, is because you and I have like different evaluations of like how easy or difficult it will be to stack Dark Harvest. I
yep.
think that if so, my opinion is that with top and mid being the way that they are, it's actually possible to engineer game states where you're able to like stack it pretty efficiently in this game. But that said, if we assume the conclusions that you came to about how easy or difficult it would be to stack, then that's I think that Conqueror is definitely the next best choice. So I see where you're
Yeah,
coming from.
and even if I have a stacked harvest, like what do I do with it? it the it's just not going to be useful. Like it's not going to be the tiny damage from Dark Harvest is not going to be what makes the difference between me killing them or them getting away because they have
I
so much.
like how much it gives you in terms of just like the ability to completely ball out of control in solo queue. In competitive, 100% it's Conqueror every time. But in solo queue, I actually kind of like the Dark Harvest just because it's like it makes you that much more snowbally, right? Like if you get a couple of early kills and then you just like int a little bit to like get a couple more stacks, then all of a sudden like you're like EQ auto with a Lich Bane, like literally one shots both of their squishies, and that's terrifying to play against.
I kind of want to say that reiterate that they have Shen Yumi.
That's
Like
actually true. With I actually hadn't been considering like the
they
Shen, the
they
Yumi. I
they
think
have
like you can
Shen and
probably
the
get
Yumi,
through,
and
but
then a fucking Zac on top of it,
yeah,
to make sure
that's
I
true.
get absolutely disrupted.
That's true.
To answer Hope Horizon that says that every matchup is very poke heavy, that actually absolutely not true. But our bot lane is never going to be able to land any meaningful poke on Ezreal Yumi as they'll just sustain through it,
Yeah.
and they should never be able to be in range to get a Braum Q. Mid lane is not a poke matchup at all because Veigar is just going to be cowering. Annie's got Electrocute and Ignite, meaning that if he ever goes for one trade, she's going to win it, and then the next one she flashes and he dies. Top lane, I agree. No, like Yorick is probably gonna get some damage on him and sustain.
Yeah. Yep.
So let's go with it.
Yeah. So there's arguments both ways, but I think having talked through it, I actually going with Conqueror isn't.
No,
It's not bad.
like
It makes sense.
Veigar is never going to be to answer Hope Horizons again. Veigar is not going to be if Veigar uses E early in lane, he's going to be running out of mana extremely quickly. And I see where you're coming from, but from where I am coming from, he's never going to be able to land enough poke and in any
Yeah.
case, like
It's
the
generally
games
going to
are
be
going
an
to
all-in
be
kind of a matchup. Yeah.
yeah.
They have similar ranges, and so it feels like they might
But yeah,
be like a trading
Vigar's got
matchup, but it doesn't actually play out that way.
yeah, Vigar has longer range, but
It ends
yeah,
up looking quite different than it might look
yeah.
on paper. So invade here because of the Braum makes a lot of sense. Oh my. Are we staying? Or are we going? We're staying. Interesting. Is that safe versus Ezreal Yumi? I feel like they should be able to just like fight you off of it.
I mean, is it safe? No, it's not really.
Like, oh, oh. Well,
Hold up, hold up, hold up. Hold up, hold up.
oh, he's
Hold
dead.
up.
Oh, that's
I
so
have a
sad.
wall. I have a
Oh, that's
wall.
so sad for him. Oh, he's doomed.
See, I have Conqueror stack.
I have Conqueror stacked.
I healed from 9
I
HP
like it.
with
I
my
like it. I
Conqueror.
like it. I like it.
That's how strong it
Beautiful,
is.
beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So that was really weird and interesting. How did you come to the conclusion that this invade was like positive
Well,
EV?
I'm not sure I
What was
came
the
to that
thought process?
conclusion. I was like, okay, so we have Brome Echo, which means that anyone that gets hit by one stuff dies,
Yeah, no, they're
like,
just
or
doomed.
is forced to fuck off. And we have Misfortune, which is actually really, really strong level 1 with her passive.
Yeah.
Like her auto Q auto is just a monstrous thing.
Okay.
So I figured, well, I was about to leave. Like, I
Yeah.
figured initially that we were stronger, and I was like, maybe it's Israel Yumi, and now they seem to have vision, so maybe it's actually just bad.
Yeah.
And so in the end, like here, I was prepared to leave and just
Mm-hmm.
catch them if they stepped off, and if we get the
Yeah.
stun, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I was prepared to just leave it anyway, and
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
let's trying. The cost of trying is just like MF started W. Yeah, well, I
Pretty
think that's
significant cost of
still
trying, I feel like, because if you get bullied off the blue, then you have to like run all the way across the map to like your buff,
yeah,
right?
it's not great, but like, I mean, take the chances that it's going to work more. Like with Brome MF, it's going to be working more times than it's going to fail, because
Sure.
they'll fail to react properly, which they end up doing anyway.
True. So, I think if it was me,
Yeah,
I
true.
might like the initial invade, but dislike staying for the buff.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Right.
I get that. I was having mixed feelings, but I was like, see how it goes. But yeah,
Sure.
MF started W, real right, Holy, but that's still a 40 or 50% attack speed level 1, which is,
It's a lot.
so
It's what she wants to start anyway, as far as I'm aware. Anyway, so it does end up working, which is hysterical and not
just
entirely
like,
impossible for solo queue. I mean,
no,
clearly,
that's,
since
yeah,
it worked.
like,
But
oh, I'm so strong, I'm Ezreal level 1, and like, I have a wall. And he's like, oh, he has a wall. Yeah, I'm like,
wow,
I'm running fast, boy, what are you gonna do?
movement speed broken stat, by the way.
Meanwhile, and you stupid son of a ADC. That's, that's the solo cheat
Yeah,
code
no, no, no.
around there.
The tilt factor is definitely a real concern
Okay,
here.
so here I hesitated taking the camps, but against Ezreal Yumi and, Zach, I'm like,
What happened in mid? It's a poke matchup. Dark Harvest stacks, baby.
no. That's Misfortune hitting the Annie level 1, by the way.
Okay.
I am right, and I will never admit to being wrong. No.
Understand. So from here, Zach is assumably topside or some such.
Yep.
We're just kind of clearing some camps, looking for level 3, at which Echo can actually start to do things if opportunities arise.
Wait, I should have recalled after that camp. I know I don't, but I should have.
Yeah, okay, I
getting
like
my
it. Smite upgrade and
getting my
it's not
jungle
like
item in a pink ward
yeah,
and swapping my
yeah,
trinket. Like
yeah. Uh-huh.
I lose like what 5 to 10 seconds, but
Yeah,
I
and
win
it's
them
not
back
like
by
yeah, it's not like staying is going to give you like that much better of a back, right?
yeah. No, I'm just gonna get like what. Well, it's actually gonna be give me an excellent jungle route, which is
Yeah.
like you see Veigar is already out of mana, so mid lane is
Mm-hmm.
pretty much doomed. Bot lane's been fighting. Top lane is in a gankable spot, but he's just warded and
Mm-hmm.
like he's running away anyway. So
Yeah, I don't like it.
um, in this matchup, like in the entire game, like we really like scaling. Even though they have Ezreal Yumi, like we have Veigar and Yorick, like fucking fantastic past 25 minutes. And when clearing this jump, I was like, I should have really recalled after my red. Like, that's just awful.
Yeah.
But
Now,
but
think on the
like
bright side. Now you get to recall for smite and
no.
dark seal or something.
No. Look at the brightest side. Look at my jungle camp, my jungle minimap right now, and look at what camp lit up. Boom, second spell of raptors.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Having.
bathing. I'm actually so strong.
Efficiency, by the way. Literally walking through the brush the moment it spawns. XD. Nice W.
Yeah, it's about sending a message.
Oh. Well, that's about sending a message. My goodness.
Oh, I
Yep.
have no CDs.
How unfortunate. Well, that's freaking aggressive.
What, dropping a ward?
Going all the way
They
in
had
there.
they had just killed Ezreal.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
It's,
Coach, by the way.
Pretty sure it's actually very tame.
Totally fine. What do you mean it's risky? It's not risky at all.
And I'm like, whoa, I've been so efficient, I have nothing to clear. Holy shit. Literally nothing to clear.
Yeah.
Veigar has to, I like my Veigar here is going to reset and not TP to lane, which is absolutely hysterical. He's playing with Spellbook and he's not going to use his TP at 6 minutes.
Yeah, that is an interesting
Oh
one.
no, wait, he does? What?
Yep.
Oh, wrong Veigar, wrong game. What's wrong with me? I don't know.
The
Oh,
predictions,
maybe.
I
Oh,
guess. Oh. Now that was a spicy cue from the Zach.
yeah.
Yeah, so you're doing a good job generally containing him, collecting camps, all that. Haven't made a huge amount of
No.
impact on the lanes, but there's just not a whole lot to be doing. Sort of
It's
like you
just
thought.
that's. I'm like, Shen's level 6, and I'm like, well, I'm farming my camps, Just
True.
I've been to my jungle.
Yep.
I even get mine.
Mm.
So my Veigar gets absolutely butt blasted by a Zac slingshot into Shen coming off from ult. For
Sure
some
does.
reason, that's why I thought the TP was up. That's because of Spellbook. Gotcha. But here his TP seems to be up, and I'm like, okay, he's just gonna TP and catch the wave, right? Right? He's gonna TP and catch the wave, so I don't need to catch it. And like,
And he just doesn't come.
he's not TPing. I'm like, all right then. That's minions, I guess.
Now that's some pro level CSing right there.
Right there, I was just so focused on the CS. Oh gee, oh jeez. So for some reason, decides to be smart, and then I decide to be stupid.
Hmm. Okay.
How
Movement speed,
freaking
broken
fast
stat.
did that? Yeah, how fast did that shit?
Bot miss. Yeah, no, new NEMS is nutty. Okay. We take those. Oh, he's going. Okay. Uh she's so fast. She has boots one, you don't.
Yep.
Oh
Conqueror, by the way, Triumph Hill.
oh
Oh, oh god.
what?
Wait, sorry. Keep considering.
Beautiful. I love it. Well played.
Krugs are indeed worth. I think I can't remember if they're slightly more than Gromp or not, but they're back to being okay after being shit
Yeah,
for
I
a season.
remember. Yeah, I
I,
remember that they
I,
changed it a little while ago.
yeah, they did. They were actually trash in preseason. Became okay. And you see how Conqueror's been broken in in these trades? It absolutely hasn't.
Yeah, no, it's been really super mediocre.
But like
Probably,
Harvest wouldn't.
probably better
How?
than Harvest.
Yeah, like Harvest would have done better. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
I think actually
Like
I think Harvest actually does better in these early trades, but I think
it
the
probably
place that
does,
we
but
will
like
see it shine is not here. It's in the late game splits. So we will see how that goes.
mm,
The red smite consistent with the Conqueror theme.
Conqueror. It's just too good against tanks. That tanks have
Yep.
enough base damage to kill you, and if you
Mm-hmm.
remove any tiny bit of that, then you just suddenly lifesteal through their entire face.
Mm-hmm. Now that's a bug.
Yeah, it's really annoying when stuff takes time to appear when you eco E.
No kidding. We're looking for it, huh?
Dude, that's the freest dive I've ever seen in my entire life.
Agreed.
Oh god, I go to the tower. It's just whoops.
Target champions only, by the way.
Yep. Couldn't click the absolutely immobile Shen somehow.
If Shen W's, does he block the full empowered auto attack? I think he does, right?
He prevents me from applying the stacks with my auto attacks.
Does he? Is
Yes.
Conqueror
So,
stacked
so
on hit or on attack?
on attack, though.
Okay, that's kind of broken.
Yeah. Sorry. So here I'm like, oh, you want to like just fight everyone, fight bot? Okay, just like go ahead, guys. Be my guest.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'll just be snacking on these plates.
Yeah, I like it.
Like everybody's TPing.
Not
I'm
gonna
like,
get.
wow.
Oh my god. Yeah, seriously.
So much shit going on, and I'm like, wow, that's just great, guys. Good job. I'm farming. Don't worry. I'm now 2 levels up. And that's just how strong Echoing is. Like,
Wow. Okay, so
what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do? I'm just gonna take the plate.
absolutely ignored.
Like,
Just
oh, you got that.
neglected.
Yeah, and now this is just like so insane.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I would be saying more, but I actually don't think that there's a whole lot to talk about yet, right?
Yeah, no, there. I don't think there is like I probably like I was well, I wanted to be playing really farm heavy and try to scale into the my
Mm-hmm.
assassination potential or my potential, and I was like
Yeah.
getting like Vagar stacking and the
Okay.
the
Here's a talking point, right?
yeah
So if
item
we're trying to itemize for split push against Shen, what's our ideal build?
Leech Bane.
Do you think so? What
Uh,
makes that the
uh,
best?
Split push Leech Bane. So it's
Okay.
just it's
Are you ever
again,
allowed to hit the tower when Shen is underneath it?
I W E take my W and then back off, and then I'm like, wow,
And then he taunts you, you auto him, and you take tower aggro.
and I'm like, wow, and I'm just leaving it, and it's so okay. What you're opening up an interesting one. So what could I get? So absolutely jack shit. I would change that thing.
True.
Like that's Sonia's is not gonna matter in that
No.
situation. Protobell is not gonna matter. Rabbiton is not gonna matter. Spirit Visage is not gonna matter. Nasher's Tooth neither. Spooky Ghosts though? No, no,
No.
no.
I actually think your ideal item is one that isn't on this list.
Rapid Fire Cannon, right?
No, not quite. Um, Perhaps you've
Adaptive
heard
Help.
of a certain salesman that goes by the name of LS, and
Yeah,
the item that
I've
he's
heard of. Oh, yes, right.
particularly fond of. Yeah.
Leandris. Yeah,
What do you think of that?
Leandris be good. No CDR on the item. I don't like it.
Okay. Why is CDR important in the split push?
Uh, it's important when you're playing Echo because you're relying on being able to dash and Q to proc your passive
Are
and
you
use your
trying to proc
ultimate
your
as a.
passive in the split push?
No, but the game is not going to be about me taking the towers in the split push, actually.
Hmm.
Like
Okay.
it's going to be
What is
about
it
me
about?
split push. Me split pushing and drawing either people in the to skirmish in favorable position for me, which is the jungle, or just drawing people to me and then running the fuck away while Yorick does his thing and smashes towers. Like it's
So you've
either of us are
identified that
going
it's
to.
not actually you don't actually have to take towers. Yorick is actually the pressure point, and you're
It's
just
it's either
the
going to be
second pressure
Yorick
point that
or
causes. Yeah, it's
if
like
if they
either
they
Shen
contest
comes, in which
or
case Yorick is now in an unlosable matchup and he takes towers, or someone
or
other than Shen comes, in which case it's actually totally fine for you to itemize
yeah,
against them.
or it's reversed and they go like Shen goes to Yorick and then I have a Lich Bane and I take towers that much faster.
Okay, I can agree with that for sure.
And
And I think
and
Lichbane is
it's not.
definitely better in any other situation, right? Like
Yeah, that's the thing. Like it's
so.
also lets me fight
Okay,
in actual team fight.
cool. I like that.
Should they have?
Yeah. So if you're okay and you think that that in general it's okay, and I think it is, right? Because like Yorick's 3-0 and like even CS with the Shen, but has like literally like completely taken the tower, right? Which was
Two
in no
towers.
small parts. Yeah, oh, two towers. Yeah, taken two towers, right? So like, that split push is going pretty well, right?
Yep.
So we're not worried about him not being able to match the Shen, and
Our wave clear is
we
absolutely disgusting.
yeah, it's horrifying. So yeah, okay, I can agree with this then.
And like as the jungler in DC elo, like if this was lower elo, then no, actually Lich Bane would still be better because Shen would
Yeah,
find
no,
a way to fuck it up.
Lichbane and Dark Harvest would be better because everyone would
Yeah,
be
Dark
fighting it
Harvest
every
would be
single
better.
time. Yeah, so
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I'm with you on this.
Also, Conqueror lets me run Legend Tenacity, by the way.
Yes, which is non-trivial. Seriously.
Absolutely disgusting. Yeah.
I've actually been like considering taking that just as like my secondary tree, like giving up free boots for it,
Yep.
because Echo being able to ult is just so freaking important. I actually didn't realize until like a little while ago that like um oh oh, oh. All right, so slight mismicroing there, but
Slay. Yeah.
um it I didn't realize how much tenacity Legend Tenacity gave. You know what I'm saying? Like
It is
it's like
as good as
comparable to Merc
the best.
Treads. Yeah,
It is Merc Trades basically.
yeah. I think Merc Treads is like I think it actually gives more. I think Merc Treads is like 30
Merc
and
Trades
it's like
gives
35
35.
or something.
Merc Trades gives 35.
Okay, and it gives like 30
But
or something like that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Legend is capped at 30, but it's just
but yeah. It's
anyway.
like
Anyway, so
anyway.
they ganked. They were all sin bot. I ganked mid. Slightly misplayed it. If I had Dark Harvest, she would have died there. So and
She
she
died
still
anyway
dies
though.
anyway. But I had to invest my
Yeah.
flash, and then
Yep.
Yorick takes Inhib Tower.
Mm-hmm.
And now, for some
Well,
reason, Ezreal Yumi is not going bananas on Misfortune, which is absolutely not to me. I'm like,
yeah, that.
it is like fucking like what? Why
Huh?
does he dash away? And I'm like,
I
what?
mean, like,
No. And you know
is
what's
he
the most
really
insane thing?
weak?
No, he's not. He's fucking not weak. No. They've taken bot lane tower, and like if I press tab, you're gonna see Ezreal's quite strong. Like, look, she's
He's a
gone,
level up.
and he has
Shen
got the
is
Shen,
here.
and
Oh
I have
God.
forgot Shen. Yeah. So I ended up doing that. I was like, why is he playing so far back?
Monka.
And I was like, he's playing so far back. I just can just walk in,
And
and
yeah, I
like,
mean, we can look here, right? There was a tab in here.
yeah, no, he's
No,
okay.
he's not. He's not. That's why. That's precisely why. It's not because
He's
he's
got
weak. It's because he's 2-4.
he's because he's an idiot. He should have been dumpstering that Misfortune the
He is
moment she
stronger
steps up.
than her, but he doesn't think so because he died.
Yeah, no. He's he's dumb right there. He's got
Yeah.
a Grail Yumi that will absolutely negate any damage Misfortune can do, and Yumi probably has exhaust.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's he scared of? Yumi was
I
probably
don't know.
going mental on him.
Yep.
It's like, fucking, god damn it, Ezreal.
Momentary lapse of judgment leads to immediate death in the Shen comps.
No kidding.
It's nutty.
I was really considering Spirit Visage here.
Hmm.
But, Sonya's is just way too fucking good.
Yep. Agreed. I think Spirit Visage could be next, though, after that. And if actually, here's a thought. I might not hate just building Kindle Gem now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I can see it.
obviously
But
you
at the same
can't
time,
do you
having
can't
so
do it
much.
this base, like the
Yep.
the gold doesn't work out. But if you're planning on going Spirit Visage, you could go just sitting
Yeah,
on
but
Kindle Gem into Zanya's and then finish the Spirit
yeah,
Visage.
yeah, it's quite all right. But I don't know. I
Since
don't
we
know
all
about
know that
finishing.
we care a lot about CDR, Hyperkek,
Yeah.
you
That
can
stat is
get
nearly
your
as
40% with just
busted
your
as
Kindle Gem and then immediately into your
that
your
stat is nearly
Codex.
as busted as movement. So yeah, care
Agreed.
about it.
Movement speed. This is ambitious as hell. Legend Tenacity, by the way.
Conqueror, by the way.
Also Conqueror, by the way. Both of those things. Yep.
Still ends up being a fight that we take down
Mm-hmm.
one because Brom was dead at the start, but
Oh,
and
he
the
killed the
maiden
Yui.
through the
The
maiden,
beast. That's amazing.
look at this absolute hunk of a man.
Wow.
Stonk. It's just fucking
Zach hard counters.
don't.
Never mind. Not hard countered.
Nope.
Dang, the York mechanics. This guy's pretty good.
Damn.
Actually microing properly on a simple champion. It's unseen. No one's ever done that before.
Unheard of, yeah. I know. Oh, what? Huh?
Monka.
Maybe lower the quality and it's not fully like, processed because I've uploaded it fairly recently. Maybe it's not fully. Has your screen stopped moving at all, or is it just a screen sharing that's bugged?
No, it's
Stock?
screen share's all done. Can you see it
Uh,
now?
yeah, I can.
Okay.
Good.
So we'll I'm not sure exactly where we were. Were we even earlier than this? I feel like we were later
Yeah,
than this.
Because
you'd already used your.
Yeah, we were much. Yeah, we were. Yeah, okay. So video.
Was it the? I'm trying to find that fight in the
Yeah,
bottom side.
Yeah.
Is that it? Oh yeah, this is it right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, this.
Yeah, he just recalled. Okay, so here we are again. He just recalled. We're like 4 seconds ahead of where we were. So we immediately go for the Drake. Makes sense. We got tempo on it. MF hits a tower. We get closer to winning the game. Yeah, this particular match is like super, super hard to like
Break open.
really be proactive in, right?
Yeah.
Because like Shen is
Yeah,
just
no,
so.
Shen's Akumi. I'm like, how the fuck do I engage on that?
Yeah,
answer
right.
is I don't.
It's like
I just let Ezreal E in and then die.
true.
That's literally what happened every time he died.
Mm-hmm.
And the one time he doesn't E in, I die.
Yep.
It was bot lane.
I'll share it with you as well. It's on my next cloud.
So, what are the things that we have to be careful of here?
Getting picked off while we wait for Yorick to play the tower.
Mm-hmm. I think also letting Shen be matched by some. Oh gosh, yeah, that right. You're just like, nope. I like this call actually. This is like some high level tempo play shit that I don't think a lot of people would have done. Pretty nice. Unfortunately, the wave does not line up for it, but that's
Circumstantial.
sort of what happens.
Yeah,
I think
I'm never taking the 2v3 without any
Yeah, no.
reduction.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Oh well, time to run again.
True.
Movement speed is even more broken if you're a coward.
True.
So now we've given them the runaround. They killed Vigar, but we got the bot lane tower for it, and
Are we worried about Baron here? Is staying?
Nah. They're really slow at doing it, to be honest. Like,
Okay.
Ezreal's not on his
Yeah, that's true.
Triforce.
Actually, you could recall and walk there before they would kill it. You're not even wrong. Oh.
Vigar
Yep,
saying
yep,
that I
yep,
should have
yep,
stayed and we wouldn't have won the 2v3, and I'm like, there's absolutely no fucking way.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like tabbing, and at this moment I realize, oh, we really have no heal reduction against Yumi and Zac. That's just fantastic. Please.
Yeah. Throwbacks
Then
to
Misfortune's
when Misfortune had healing reduction built into her kit.
You're right.
Now that's an interesting cue.
Yeah, it is. I agree. And if you want to discuss it, I'm definitely open to it. I'm not sure that would be really rad.
Yeah.
And look at this fantastic phase of playing where I just don't
Yeah,
move.
this
And
is really great.
And they're like, wow, they walk in
We've
their
got,
jungle, and I'm like, oh, hello, and
you
then
know,
I'm
I
out.
actually think that's kind of risky, right? Like, even going for this scuttle crab feels like it could be
No, we know where he is.
sort of
We have full
sketchy.
vision control. Like I checked in with
That's true.
my sweeper when I walked in the river, right?
That's
So
true.
I know
Yeah.
they cannot know I'm here, and
Okay.
yeah.
It just feels like the only way that you lose is if they take like a Hail Mary fight without vision and happen to like catch more than one person. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if they end up like maybe my Yorick wasn't in position for it, but if they end up
Yeah,
running
Yorick's
after
like
me,
literally in like bottom at your tower, right? Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the thing that I'm looking at that just like makes this whole like
But
being
like
near Baron at all really sketchy.
we know where Ezreal is when I'm waiting in that tribush, right? Which is
Okay.
their only source of
That's
damage.
that's true. That's true. And you have
Like,
Flash and R up like
Like Ezreal is really far away, so even if Zac like holds me, I'll just smack him 3 times in the head, and then I'll fucking run. And if they
Yeah.
run after me because they can with Yumi, then Yorick's gonna eventually be hitting the tower, and Shen is gonna be
eventually,
like, oh.
but it's not going to be soon. Like he's a
Yeah.
long way away.
Yeah, but they're just going to be running around, and that's also the situation where they're most likely to just get
Yeah.
fucking hit by Veigar and
True.
go boom.
Yeah.
And so this game
Weird
like
skirmishes
gets
are
really
in your
slow.
favor generally.
Yeah. This game is really slow.
It
At this point, because we have Veigar and Yorick doesn't get to hit the tower for now.
Not yet,
'cause
anyway.
Yeah.
Now that he's getting close, though, shouldn't you be around Baron so that you can actually like double thread it?
Yeah, I should, actually. So me taking vision here is fine. I'm making it harder for them.
Yeah.
And then we pressure mid, and then we don't pressure mid too hard because that's a goddamn fucking Zac.
Oh god, yeah, this is really. Yeah, it feels
We
like
do
the
have
identification to go to Baron and like actually split the map is like slow. Here.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And I don't think grouping for fight around the Drake is the right call.
Well, considering we have all the vision, I think it is. Like they have to face check every brush, and so I
do.
get to give them the run around, and we get Drake. See, that's we don't
Is it
we
the
don't
third?
want
It's
to
the
fight.
third.
It's the
Does the
third.
soul even matter?
If it goes
In this
late,
game where it's split pushing and nobody's really using ults anyway.
I mean Cloud Drakes on Yorick and Echo, yeah, that fucking matter. It's pretty fucking good having the Cloud Soul on Yorick, to be honest, on any running champion.
That's
When
true.
he pops the Maiden
That's
and gets
true.
50%
It's
move
not
speed for
bad.
5 seconds.
It's
Like
not bad.
50%
I feel
move
like
speed for
you.
5
I feel like
seconds
you're
is
strong
insane.
enough to just win. I feel
Are
like
we
you
though?
can just. I feel like if you actually just set up the split around the Baron and like threaten that, and like Yorick is in the side against against Shen, like the game becomes so awkward feeling for them like so quickly. But because we're spending all this time like taking camps and doing the Drake and like all this other stuff that like isn't, I feel like you're already strong enough. And maybe I'm wrong about that, but like that's my impression here.
We're yeah,
Like how much stronger are you now doing this than you were like a minute ago?
probably by 50 AP for Veigar.
Yeah,
Is
right?
my-
So
would
like
be
does
my
that
assessment.
really matter for this fight? I don't feel like it does, right?
No, it
I think this same thing could have happened earlier.
Here's the thing, like we don't do damage to Baron,
True.
which is
But you didn't do
surprising.
damage to Baron before, and you don't do it now, right? Like that hasn't changed
Yeah.
again.
And now we
Doesn't
just
make this any more or less of the right or wrong play, I guess. And he's gone. But unfortunately, because they
Conquer-
picked the,
the
because
Yumi
they
cast.
had time, to set up a pick on the Yorick. That's what
Yeah,
allows this
yeah,
to all
but
happen.
it should be the other way around.
Yeah.
Hello,
And it's
Jylark 9199.
yeah,
But yeah.
it's like and this is one of those like problems that's like really invisible in game, right? Where like, you know, we look all the way back to like, you know, roughly being so like, you know, Shen's like splitting and stuff, and or Yorick is splitting and stuff, and like he's basically like in position to start threatening like here, right?
Yeah, and we
I
should
feel
yeah, we
like
should
this
be
is the
like
moment that we should just be saying like push mid and go to Baron. Yeah,
yeah. Push mid, get vision, go to Baron.
you know.
Although Miss
So
Fortune's recalling, so that's not great. But
yeah, and it's like once MF recalls and you no longer have the ability to do this, that's when suddenly you have to figure out something to do while you're waiting, and so you start heading towards the blue, and then you find a ward, and it's like all of these moves make sense on like a one move look ahead and look behind, right? It's only when you like watch the game at like 2x speed that you start seeing these sorts of things where it's just like, huh? You know, like we're so strong, why aren't we at Baron, right? So that
are we that strong actually? Because you know, like if you take the game, like we are stronger, no doubt. But are we that much stronger?
you have a 7-0 Yorick with 2
Yeah,
levels
sure.
on his lane opponent.
Yeah, that's where all of our lead is. Our misfortune is not 2 items and down CS mid lane about even. Although he's got stronger items.
Mm-hmm. No, your
Our
team fight
support
isn't
is
stronger.
really weak.
Your
No,
split push
like
is
we
stronger.
are. Yeah, our split push is stronger, but our like to take Baron, like we would have
You
like
don't have to take Baron. You have to take
we don't
Baron so that you have to threaten Baron so that they can't collapse on Yorick.
Sure, but our ability to escape the Baron pit is really fucking bad.
Which is why you need
Is
full
it?
vision
No,
control.
actually, yeah, it's actually decent. Vigar
Yeah.
and Brome.
Yeah, Viger Braum, you're slippery as Echo, like, you know. I could even have made the argument that you probably should have gone Merc Treads this game,
Yeah,
to be quite
yeah.
honest, right? And like, you know, if we live in that world, right, then you can actually do that just fine, right? Viger is barrier.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So it's like this is a making smaller circles moment, right?
Yeah.
Where you're just trying to like do the same thing but in less time with less resources. And I think if we, you know, it's like the only reason that you're here, like I say, right, is it's like 1 minute look at, you know, one action look ahead. All of these moves make sense. You know, you're clearing vision. It's like okay for like helping Yorick split push. MF is off the map, that kind of stuff, right? But like, sort of like I was saying, it's only when you like really kind of step back and look at the state of the game that this all starts to look weird.
Yep.
Because now the Drake is up, and now you should probably get that so that they don't get it, and you get closer to the soul, and it's like, you know, you missed your opportunity.
Yep.
But yeah.
Figure we did.
Anyway, so we go all the way through, and then we recall again, and then we clear some camps, and then we clear some more camps, and then we go and we clear some vision. We start the Baron, and then they've already got time to make the pick. We gave them enough tempo to make something happen, and now that they've made the pick, we do the Baron so slowly, and we take so much damage from Ezreal and Yumi that it just starts looking really sketchy.
Pop. We play the game. Pop goes to Ezreal, and then I probably should have run instantly.
Yes, strongly agreed.
No, I definitely should have run. You know,
Yes.
I end up running, and I end up dying because Yumi is a champ. Okay, I'm just yep. See you around.
Oh boy. I mean,
get my
so you do
passive.
okay. On the bright side, you know, once you're in this terrible spot where you're like your Yorick has died and you're getting collapsed on at the Baron, and like you're already halfway done with it, I feel like you played it okay, you know, from that position. But definitely there were a lot of choices that we could have made to not put ourselves in that position. So I realize now that I've actually neglected some of my duty, which is to make sure that when we identify these mistakes, that we're actually going back and like figuring out like, okay, what's the change to the decision making process, right? So how do we, in the next time that this happens, come to the conclusion that we actually have to like force the Baron earlier? How do we
I
get
think
there?
it's as simple as recognizing how fast Yorick is going to take the inhibitor, and that we don't need to take like much risk to Baron. We just like
Yeah.
clear the vision, pretend we're doing it, and then when they're all in vision, then Yorick goes bananas, and suddenly they're stuck because they don't have any additional TP, and then we just back off, and they can't do Baron either because their damage is atrocious. This is just like you're realizing how strong Yorick is, and that we're never going to take any tower, any other, and that we're on a timer regarding that.
Yeah.
Because Shane's going to get he's going to be more and more able to just clear the ways.
Yeah.
Because he's
And
already pretty
part
good
of that
on
may
fire
be
and
just
attack.
like, I don't imagine that there's a ton of games that you've been in with a giganto-fed Yorick, right? Like,
You know?
it can be difficult when you're playing with champions that you're not super familiar with to like identify how to actually leverage that power, right? So and even if you know, I mean, like, I think we can all agree that like it's pretty easy to say like, oh, like, yeah, Yorick is a split pusher, right? But like, you know, knowing the difference between a 7-0 Yorick and a 3-0 Yorick and a, you know, a 1-0 Yorick, and like what each of those means for the game state is definitely, you know, that's a thing. And it's primarily a purple belt thing. So
Then Yorick is like smacking people around.
he sure is. Absolute chonker of a man.
Look at this unit.
MS broken.
Devstone's broken.
True. Strongly agreed. See, Viger took Merc Treads. He's a smart boy. He knows what's up.
He's playing against Annie.
Okay. So we pretty easily just sort of win the game.
End the game.
For whatever reason. I don't know what this is, but like, okay.
It's
This team fight is janky.
oh no, Ezreal is hitting me. Ooh, big scary.
Big scary indeed. Conqueror actually did work that fight. So
Yeah. That's the kind of fight I had in mind at this top.
yeah. Okay. I don't hate it.
And now I have Lich Bane, so it's one of my
Ha ha!
power. Bonk. And now the game just ends. So we have
Yep.
Yorick and Echo. And we like pretty good at bonking towers.
Yep. Mega bonk.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, so what are you taking out of this?
Fucking Shen, man.
True.
No, so the most important one would be the macro call past 20 minutes. That since Yorick is, I've invested so much into Yorick that he was sort of like, you know, really strong already. That you know, we can just bait the Baron and let him take towers that way instead of, you know, like pressuring two lanes and being like kind of half-assing it.
There's a
And
fine
then-
line between playing the map, playing like the state of the game, not the state. There's a fine line between playing the state of the map and playing the state of your team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's like You know, you're going to look at the map and there's going to be a certain configuration of people on it, right? And it's like that will imply like a next play, right? And you can, especially in solo queue, it can often be really productive to just kind of take that next play and just do it, you know, and just like keep doing the next play, next play, next play, next play, next play, and don't worry about like, you know what I mean? Like you can
Yeah,
just
that's
kind of like
the
read what your next move is based on what's literally on your screen right now, right?
Yep.
But it can be even better to take a step back, press tab, look at who's fed on your team, and think about, okay, what is the ideal situation that we can generate that leverages who's fed on our team? Where do they shine?
Yeah, it's especially if the like in solo queue if the game is slowing down, because if the game is
Yeah.
still hype, fast paced, and we're still taking fights, then it's
Oh,
really
sure.
easy to
Yeah.
keep breaking. No, that's the regarding the idea that playing reactively is better in solo queue that I mentioned the other day.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
to check that to give more depth to that. I guess
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that is the right idea. Is that when that's not working, being the reactive and then be like, okay, you're there on the map, then we can go there and it's easy. As that opens up either a lot of resources difference or just a tower. And when that slows down, that's when stepping back like and being like, we bait in Baron, boys.
Yeah. So I'm going to go one step further, right? If
All
the
right.
game has already slowed down, you were too late, right?
Well, hmm.
How can you predict when the game will slow down?
When people stop using chat. Yeah, that's
Okay.
exactly what I mean. No, when the easy objectives are down, which is the inner, the outer towers, and maybe the inners against some comps.
And there's
And
no you know, Drakes
no,
or Barons to play
yeah,
for. Yeah.
no small objective with
Yeah.
Baron being a big one, Inhibs being big ones.
Yeah. So as soon as you see that, that should be your cue to no longer play for tempo, because tempo doesn't matter, right? There's nothing to get with your tempo. The only thing that you need to do is think about, okay, you know, how do we manipulate this game state slowly so that when the next objective spawns, we're in a high tempo state, right? It's not about immediate next step tempo. It's about generating tempo at the right timings. So I think that should be your assignment for the week. Try
All right,
to
coach.
recognize moments that tempo doesn't matter, and from those spots figure out how to play to rather than just kind of going in the set rhythm, how to artificially like slow it down and build up so that the like wave hits at the right time.
Uh-huh.
Sound like a plan?
It is.
Okay.
Then I'll see you around.
Sounds good. I will catch you later, dude.
Bye.
Fun stuff. Bye. I don't know how many people are still here, but if there are any questions in chat, ask now or forever hold your peace. All right. Not seeing anything. So I will see you all